Hey everyone, Jeff Gatz here. In this video, I would like to talk to you about the rudiments. The rudiments are really just such an important topic to drummers. So I'm going to try to provide you with an introduction to their significance so that you can understand a little bit about how they can improve your playing and what they are. First, if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I make drum and music theory lessons. I also make covers and product reviews, so if you're into that kind of thing, please subscribe and like this video. I would really appreciate it. All right, let's get started. So first, a little bit of history. I just think it's kind of interesting. The rudiments as we know them today originated in Europe. They were developed as a way for armies to coordinate their formations on battlefields. So beginning in the 15th century, Swiss mercenary drummers started memorizing and playing patterns, and they'd play them loud enough so that their entire armies could hear them. They created different patterns and tempos to signal different commands. And from there, over the centuries, other countries adopted these patterns and morphed them into their own forms of rudiments, creating sort of a subculture of rudimental drumming across Europe and the United States. Much later in the 1930s, the National Association of Rudimental Drummers created and popularized a standard list of 26 rudiments. And then much later in 1985, the Percussive Arts Society, now the largest percussion organization in the world, they reorganized those rudiments and added 14 new ones to create a total of 40. These are the rudiments that you're most likely to encounter if you're a student musician or a student of the drums and percussion. Also, if you're interested, you can grab a list of that entire set of rudiments on the PAS website for free. You can find a link to that list on the description in this YouTube video. In many ways, rudiments are to drummers what scales are to guitarists. They may seem academic or old-fashioned, but they also form the basis of all the awesome and complicated stuff that you can come up with and think of on the drums. They introduce you to all the stickings and patterns that you're also likely to encounter, and they provide a great opportunity to practice and hone your technique. So for that reason, no matter what your goals are and your interests, you will definitely benefit from working on them, and here are a few ways that you can do that. So how do you go about practicing the rudiments? Well, there are two common ways. Number one is at a specific steady tempo. Number two is with something called open, close, open. Now, the first option might be a little obvious since it's generally how most music is practiced, but if it's not obvious to you, that's totally fine. In this method, you set your metronome to a tempo that allows you to play the rudiment comfortably, and then you just simply repeat that over and over again. Then when you feel comfortable with that pattern, you can increase the tempo as necessary to increase the difficulty. And the second option is something called open, close, open, also called open, closed, open, or slow to fast to slow. And here you don't use a metronome. Instead, you start playing the rudiment over and over again at a slow tempo, gradually speed that up. And then when you reach your maximum tempo, you can begin to slow that back down until you reach your original tempo. You can repeat this process as many times as you like, and the key here is really just to stay under control. Try not to go so fast that you lose that control. The Percussive Arts Society lists 40 rudiments, so even if you're interested in only the original 26 rudiments, that's still a lot to learn. So one of the most common questions I see is, which ones are the most important? And while I recommend spending time with all of the rudiments, there are definitely some that can give you a little bit more bang for your buck. I've always felt that the most important rudiments are those that are the most basic and unique. So if you gander at the list of 40 PAS rudiments, you may notice that some of the more complicated ones are simply combinations of the simpler ones. For example, the flam paradiddle is simply a combination of the flam rudiment and the paradiddle rudiment. Similarly, if you know how to play a double stroke roll, then you can pretty much take that technique and adapt it to every other double stroke roll rudiment that there is. So you've got the 5-stroke roll, the 6-stroke roll, 7-stroke roll, 9-stroke roll, 10-stroke roll, 11-stroke roll, 13-stroke roll, 15-stroke roll, and 17-stroke roll. That's 9 rudiments that you can play just by learning the double stroke roll. So, rather than tackling the entire list of 40 PAS rudiments all at once, I would recommend focusing on this following list. Single stroke roll, the multiple bounce roll, double stroke roll, triple stroke roll, single paradiddle, flam, drag. Focusing on this list will save you a lot of time and will give you all of the same benefits as learning every single rudiment that there is. Having said that, I definitely don't want to discourage anyone from trying and diving deeper into the other rudiments if you're interested. They all offer unique challenges and can definitely provide more ideas that you can use in your playing, so why not? I hope you enjoyed this introduction to the rudiments. Please check out my YouTube page for other videos where we'll be looking at each rudiment individually and in more detail. And we'll also be covering ideas for how to use these rudiments creatively in your drum set playing. So if you have any questions, please feel free to add those questions to the comments area on YouTube. And please check out my other lessons on YouTube or on gatsdrums.com. Now last, if you like this video, please click the thumbs up icon and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.